My name is Ed Cunningham. I'm the current president of the Tropical Forest and Botanical Garden in Key West, and glad to be with you today and presenting our speaker series, our monthly speaker series. Today, our speakers is Lillian Pujol. Ms. Lillian is very well qualified to be a speaker today for us. She has a bachelor's in biology, a master's in botany, and a doctorate in agronomy. Lily works for the Environmental Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services in the state of Florida. She's an environmental specialist, and she does many different things. She conducts plant and pest detection surveys on horticultural and agricultural and residential properties. She monitors and detection and control of quarantine of pests and noxious weeds, both terrestrial and aquatic, and monitors native and horticultural materials within the state of Florida, detecting exotic pests, noxious weeds, and to prevent those from being introduced into this country. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Lily. And with that, Lily, take it away, and I'm going to go into mute, and you have it. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me right? I hope so.
Yes, you're very good.
Good. So thank you very much for this welcome. As he said, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Lillian Otero Pujol. To resume all that, I'm the new pest survey specialist now for CAPS program. And I'm going to share my screen right now. And I have the pleasure to have the honor to do this presentation about pests of concern for South Florida and the importance. We're going to emphasize in the importance of early detection. As you can see, CAPS for the acronym is Cooperative Agriculture Pest Survey. We are part of the Florida Department of Agriculture Consumer Service Agency and part of the plant industry division. There is my email and cell phone, everything you need, please be welcome. What is CAPS? Where our mission it's to surveillance, to detection and monitoring of exotic plant pests in agriculture and natural plant resource before becoming established in Florida and the United States. And I emphasize in before because the plant inspectors go after the pests and disease and exotic plant pests in general that are already here. But we are taking care of those that still are not in the state or in the United States, in the whole country. So we do this by utilizing several survey methodologies, and our survey targets may include plant diseases, insects, weeds, nematodes, and other invertebrate organisms. CAPS is distributed in the whole state, and we are dividing 4 different areas: the north area, the central, Orlando area B, the West Palmetto with this orange color, and the blue color is our area, the area C, Southeast Miami, which goes from Lake Okeechobee until the Keys with the 4 counties, Palm Beach, Broward, Miami-Dade County, and Monroe County, including Mainland and the Keys. We started in 2002 with 2 state position. Now at the present time, our team have 15 with GIS, cartographer, specialists, 2 entomologists identifier specific to CAPS, and 5 pest survey specialists positioned throughout the state. And we also have 3 OPS positions for our Farm Bill program that looks at pests of tomatoes and other solanaceous crops. Florida CAPS program is the largest CAPS program in the US because this is a program, national-wide program. And with our warm climate means that we can survey year-round in major ports, tourism, diverse flora, geographic location near Caribbean, etc. We conduct our service in high risk sites. Like in the list, we have packing houses, ports of entry are very important row crops. In the botanical gardens and natural areas, also ethnic markets, etc. As you can see in the list, those are considering the different places of high risk that we need to do surveys. The Keys and Monroe County has a lot of tourism in the way of 10 state parks, 2 national wildlife refuges, and 2 national parks like Everglades and Tortugas and Key West. These are the 4 major groups of survey for Florida State, and this is done by way of risk assessment and identification of pathways of introductions of pests. We have the exotic wood-boring beetles, the nursery, which is gathering an important amount of surveys, specialized in most of them with the introduction of plant material, but it doesn't mean that we don't go to the ports of entry also to make the surveys or growth. And we have 2 commodities here, corn and small grains. These are our current work plan. We have a total of 40 exotic pest disease exotic plant pests in our 220 work plan. Was developed to target pests that have been determined to be potentially invasive and destructive if introduced into Florida and United States. And that's what we call the priority pest list. We're going to see some of them. Some of them, this is very dynamic. We can change from year to year according to this priority pest list. And as you can see, we have a new one now. Taumatopia pitocampa was added. We're going to talk about that today. And we're going to talk about some other pests that are more, we're going to emphasize those pests that are more present or can be present because the host plants and the conditions that we have in the Keys. We use 2 different methodologies to do the service. We use different traps, as you can see here, different traps like delta traps, bucket traps, and these traps or lingering funnel traps, the one here in the right side of the screen. And these traps mainly use female sex pheromones and attracts males only. Some other traps use colors like yellow cylinder trap and the sticky boards. And also the other way that we do our surveys is through our visual surveys. All these surveys, traps and visuals are checked every 2 weeks. Why it is important to do, one of the visual surveys are mainly in natural areas like botanical garden, state parks and county parks, because those are unique habitats often unexplored for exotic pests. Also, usually are not sprayed for pests, and many times pests that we may not be looking for, we can find it there. They can be hiding there, and that's one of the places that we used to look at it with strongly too. Let's talk one of the visual pests that we have in the keys. And we started with Oxycarenus yalinipenis, commonly named cottonseed bug. As it names say yalinipenis, yalini means like transparent or glassy wings. It's a very tiny insect, and you can see it in the seeds, of the cotton plants, and it's native to Africa, but has been found worldwide, including the Caribbean, where it's already established. In 2010, it was found in Stock Island, and through a cooperative effort, we are able to declare eradication after 3 years of negative detections. There is still a very high risk for reintroduction and could potentially cause significant damage of the commercial cotton growing areas. We have more than 138 spots for visual surveys in the keys. As you can see, the keys, because the presence of the wild cotton, which is one of the hosts too, and it's very close to the Caribbean when it's already established. So it's one of the areas that we have very intensive visual surveys with more than 138, and visiting not only every 2 weeks. Many times we visit every week. Not all the keys at the same time, but we are visiting the keys every week. Other disease that I would like to bring also, because it's in cotton too, and we have a lot of cotton around the keys, is the cotton. Let me put them. The cotton blue disease, or commonly named cotton leaf roll dwarf virus, CRDV for the acronym. This virus, it's transmitted by Apis gossypii, one of the aphids that we have already well spread in the state. And the symptoms of this disease is an intense green or bluish color of leaf, veins, petals, and stem becoming dark red, purple, as you can see here in the picture. Yellowing of minor veins too, as you can see in this picture, is very evident. And half an habit, 6 sustained habits, shortened internodes and many branches, and flowers and balls fewer and smaller than normal. If you see some of these symptoms in one of the cotton that we have in the keys, please call me or email me as soon as possible. Another of our insects is Bagrat hilaris, or Bagrat bug. Is a pest of cruciferous crops mainly, cause substantial damage in crops such as broccoli, cabbage, mustard, and cauliflower, as well as infest a wide range of other crops and wheat species, especially damaging on seedlings. It's widespread also in South Asia, Middle East, Europe, East Africa, and we have in Arizona and Southern California. It has become a serious agricultural pest in the southwest of the United States. So we have already this pest close to us. It's in the United States. We have to look at it. We have more than 36 in the whole Florida state spot for visual service for this insect. Also, we have spotted lionfly, Lycoma delicatula. It's a plant hopper, indigenous of China, Taiwan, and Vietnam. And it have Lycoma delicatula host lids is expensive. Many host records in the literature do not provide evidence of feeding or damage, making it difficult to differentiate between a true host and associated plants. So host ranch studies are currently on the way to identify true host plants, but one of the preferred host plant that we have already identified is Tree of Heaven, Alianthus altissima, China berry, Melia acedera, and Vitis vinifera, the grape. We already have in the United States this insect in Pennsylvania, Virginia, Delaware, New Jersey, and Maryland. And the pathway can be through imported goods and hitchhiker. So this is one of the things that we are also looking for. And we already have a different visual spot also in the keys. In total, we have now for 2021, 42 spots for the whole state. Let's talk now about the pests that we survey through traps. Helicobacter pygera, or Wall Bullworm, is one of the most trapped targets pests. It's trapped at corn survey, at nursery surveys, at high risk sites like ports of entry, packing house. Also, it's surveyed in the program of Farm Bill Tomato. Its distribution is wide world, is in everywhere, and we have also in the Caribbean. Have been detected 3 moths in Tampa Bay area in 2015. But so far it's negative for the country, but has been detected in many interceptions in the borders, so in the airports and seaports. Has a high range of species that can attack, including corn, cotton, chickpeas, citrus, okra, tomato, it's repeated, potato, and etc. And it's very very similar to one of the moths that we already have here, Helicobacter passia. So it's required a dissection of genitalia to have the complete identification of this pest. Thaumatotivia leucotreta, fast cutling moth, is well distributed in Africa and Israel. Is one of the moths also that we have in nursery survey through the Delta trap. Is an internal fruit feeder and have a high range also of species, more than 50, including also avocado, citrus, corn, cotton, grape, macadamia, peach, purple plum tomato. And Thaumatotivia leucotreta is an internal fruit border, up to 10 generations per year. And in addition to corn, also prefer peaches, and it's been often captured, intercepted in California, clementines. So it's trying to get into the countries. It's trying to get in many times, and we need to look at it for that. Yellow pitch moth, Conogetes puntiferalis, as its name indicates, it's puntiferalis because these different little spot in the wings. Puntiferalis mean spot, little spots, and also have a high range of host plant, more than 65 from 30 different families, including cacao, corn, cotton, ginger, longan, peach, papaya. We have a lot of papaya now coming in Homestead, and have a main distribution from Asian countries, and in tropics breeds year round. And we have more now than 18 traps around ports, packing houses, distribution centers, inspection station, many in Longan groves that we have in Homestead, and well, in all around the state. The Spodoptera litura, cotton cutworm, it's also call it rice worm, cattle caterpillar. His pathway is through the oncidiums and dendrobiums orchids, material from Asian countries like Thailand, Singapore, and Malaysia. We have been intercepted 595 times from Thailand, 24 from Singapore, and 21 from Malaysia. So we need to look at it. We have many of these traps placed in nurseries that used to import from these countries, and this pest has been present also in Hawaii since 1964. And Spodoptera litura was identified in a sample from Miami-Dade County, Florida, in a nursery in April 2007. But not anymore. So as I said before, many pheromone traps has been placed over 9 square miles area in different nurseries. Let's talk now about the beetles. As you know, the Florida forestry industry holds a lot of importance. The industry is worth billions of dollars and provides thousands of jobs. With that being said, Florida is also a major trade hub and receives goods from all over the world through our various ports. This is ultimately what's put us at a risk of invasion by wood-boring insects. And this include campgrounds, natural areas, highly disturbed area, and we have a lot of that in the Keys. So this is one of the things that we have in the Keys, one of the surveys that we have already running in the Keys. One of the beetles that we are looking for is the oak ambrosia beetle, Platypus corcivorus. This is a picture, very graphic picture about the insect. It's a vector of the ambrosia fungus Rafaela quercivora, which may be the causal agent of Japanese oak disease. And we use the lingering funnet trap, and we already have, as you can see here in the map, we have different lingering funnet traps in the Key West area and also in the Key Largo area, and also other visual surveys too. And Taumatopia pitiocampa, the pine processionary moth, is a Lepidoptera, is a moth, very polyphagous defoliator, which is feeding mainly in Cedrus and Pinus. It's also catch, even if it's inside of the EWBB survey, it's not a beetle, but it's a moth, but have the same pathway of the beetles. That's why it's inside this group of survey. Taumatopia pitocampa, it's caused a significant growth reduction through needle consumption, and is normally higher in younger trees than mature ones. The defoliation damage is extremely serious in young reforest area, which it may lead to death of trees directly or indirectly from attack by bark beetles or other wood-boring insects. So it's have a wide world distribution too, mainly in Africa and Europe. And if introduced in the United States, pine species not present in its native range may be susceptible host. And as you can see in this map, all the green area is native range host that we have different pine species of cedars. And we also have in the Keys. Why so important the early detection, why we need to be so in alert mode for Florida state, because this is a high risk state. We have more than 30 ports of entry. We have many private marinas. We have over of 85% of plant import through into United States through Miami airport and seaports. We have more than over 6 million tons of perishable cargo enters in Florida each year. We have nearly 100 million people visiting each year. We have a diverse ethnic communities, and our climate gradient of temperature subtropical and tropical with diverse health plants, and also the incidence of hurricanes. All of these factors made us like a very susceptible place for many pests and disease in the whole world. So to have an idea, we have, as I said before, the 88% of the imports of the whole flowers for the United States, and we have the overwhelming majority of 88%. These flowers imports have live plant material on which plant pests can and do hitchhike. This is a graphic picture of how it looks in airport and seaport, for example, in a Mother Days, when we have, or Valentine's Day, when we have all this amount, and this only for one day. So all these border inspector can inspect the 100% of the whole plant material entering into the United States or in Florida state. So that's why we need to be careful and to look at it very carefully for and to prevent any kind of infestation. Early detection is very important because increase likelihood of successful eradications, allows regulatory restriction to be implemented, limiting further spread and limiting disruption to trade, and also because buys time for research in management strategies, research in chemical control, and also in biological control. And I would like to bring a case that we have already running in Florida. Not before to say that we need the support and the collaboration of many organizations and institutions like botanical gardens, county institutions, agriculture agencies, universities. We are not alone. We need the collaboration of everybody and also of people. People are very important role in this early detection. And I'm going to talk now about the case that we already have. And that was, we're going to talk about the black bean box, Brachyplatus subaenus. This insect, it's originally from Asia, and in 2012 was the first report for Panama, and then followed by Dominican Republic and Costa Rica, and recently to Ecuador. At the same time, in 2020 also, this insect was observed and posted by a iNaturalist website member, and this unusual post highly caught the attention of the IFAS scientists. The insect was in North Miami Beach Boardwalk, a high touristic area. In a sea grape was the first report for this host. and was successfully collected by a DPI CAPS inspector. These are the coordinates that we found this insect in this plant that we show you here, Canavalia rosea, which is one of the legumes that naturally grows in the beaches. We surveyed in 5 different spots, in 3 of them were positive and in 2 are negative. And according with the literature, these insects looks like be very prolific in field from June to October. We were to the places and we couldn't find it in January or February, but then we couldn't find it with an early detection, and now we are developing a biological control program. These are the plants that normally he likes to host: Cajanus cahan, Glycinia soybean, Canavalia rosea, Bigna. And now we are doing the biological control program for raising this insect artificially, well, naturally, but in artificial conditions to for biological controls agents. And that's the good news for the early detection. And let me tell you this, people are with curiosity in insects and pests are very helpful for us. And you don't know how much can avoid with your help and in an expensive, very expensive program of eradication from some pests. So we really appreciate the collaboration of everybody, and that's why we like to emphasize early detection is the main key for our job. So thank you all for your collaboration. If you see anything else out of the ordinary, please email me or call me. Thank you very much all. To all. I'm sorry for my Spanglish sometimes.
Lilly, I would like to thank you today, and I'd like to remind all the folks that have tuned in, there will be a survey at the close of the presentation, and I would ask that you please take the time to fill out the survey for us, because it helps with our grants that allows us to offer our speaker series and presentations. And I'm looking here. I don't see any questions, Lilly. I appreciate your time today and thank you very much, and look forward to seeing you when you come to the garden for your inspections and also out to the state park where I work. I appreciate your time today and thank you for a very informative talk. And now we all know what CAPS is.
Thank you very much for your invitation. And yes, we're going to meet us soon.
Alrighty. Well, thank you much. And again, folks, if you get an opportunity, right as this closes, please take an opportunity to fill out the survey for us. And Ms. Lilly, thank you so much.
Thank you.